Hi, good evening to all. Today's topic is all about the consequences of winding up of your company. So we will look at the meaning of a winding up of your company first. It refers to the process of liquidity and ultimately dissolving a company's operations and existence. This process is commonly known as liquidation. The procedure for winding up of your company is governed by the Companies Act 2013 and the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016, depending on the circumstances and the nature of the winding up. Winding up of a company means it is the process of closing our business or the existing business comes to an end. It's called winding up of a company. This process is also known as liquidation. These processes are governed by the Companies Act 2013 and the IPC Code 2016. It will vary that depends on the circumstances and nature of the business. Consequences are as follows. First one, the cessation of business activities. Once the winding up process begins, the company's regular business activities cease. The company's operations, production, and the trading activities are discontinued, and the company is no longer able to enter into the new contracts or the transactions. Once the winding up process starts, the company's regular activities start. The company's operations, production, and trading activities are discontinued. Everything stops. Then a company is no longer able to enter the new contracts or the transactions with any other companies. Second consequence is talking about appointment of liquidator. Liquidator is appointed to oversee the winding up process and the realization of the company's assets. The liquidator's role is to ensure the orderly sale of assets, repayment of debts, and distribution of remaining assets, if any, to creditors or the shareholders. In this topic, we need to appoint a liquidator to oversee the winding up process, how efficient the process are going, and we need to realize our company's assets. His role is to ensure the orderly sale of assets and repayment of debts and the distribution of the remaining assets, if anything is there. After the repayment of debts and payment made to the creditors, if it has any remaining assets, they have to distribute with the creditors or the shareholders. Next, realization of assets. The company assets, which may include physical assets, intellectual property, investments, and receivables, are sold off to generate funds to pay off the company's debts and liabilities. The liquidator realizes all the assets, which may include physical assets, intellectual property, investments, or the receivables. These assets are sold off to generate funds through which they will make the payoff to the company's debts and liabilities. Next one is talking about the payment of debts. One of the primary objectives of the winding up process is to settle the company's outstanding debts. Creditors are paid from the proceeds of the asset sales in a specified order of priority as defined by the law. In this topic, the primary objective of a winding up process is to settle the company's outstanding debts. If it has outstanding debts, they will come into the winding up process. So we need to settle all the outstanding debts first. Then have to pay to the creditors through the process of asset sales in a specified order of the priority as defined by the law. Next topic is talking about distribution of remaining assets. If there are any remaining assets after the payment of debts and liabilities, they are distributed among the company's shareholders in proportion to their ownership interests. This the distribution occurs only in the voluntary winding up scenarios where the company is solvent. Here the shareholders and the shareholders distribute the remaining assets after making the payment to the debtors and the debts and the all debts and liabilities. If there is anything remaining, they will distribute with the shareholders. They will follow some proportion when dividing the remaining assets. But it will only occur in voluntary winding up scenarios. Next topic is talking about employee implications. Employees of the company may face the job losses due to the winding up. Employees' rights and duties are protected under the applicable labor laws, and employees' claims are treated as preferential debts in the winding up process. Here is we need to take care of the employee after the winding up our companies. Their rights and duties are protected under applicable labor laws, and the employee claims are treated as preferential debts. Next, the dissolution of the legal dissolution and legal termination. After all assets have been realized, debts paid, and distribution made if applicable, company goes through the process of dissolution. The company's legal existence comes to an end upon dissolution, and its name is struck off from the register of companies. After completing all the process, the company goes through the process of dissolution, and the company's legal existence comes to an end upon dissolution, and its name are removed from the register of companies. Legal proceedings involving the company, whether civil or criminal, are usually stayed or dealt with under the supervision of the court or the liquidator during the winding up process. Legal proceedings carry over by the court, supervision of the court or the liquidator during the winding up process. Thank you. We will see you again with another session. Until then, stay tuned, stay blessed. Bye.